Well, I say, have I got a religion for you? Have I got it for you? Antagonistic towards science, right? I mean, are you kidding me? Judgmental related to sexuality. We, with our friends in the United Church of Christ, wrote the gold standard for sexuality education in the Our Whole Lives curriculum. The gold standard. We've been on the front lines of marriage equality and full inclusion in our society for queer people and people across the gender and sexuality spectrums for a long time. There's still work to do, but we've been there clearly on the front lines. We've made that a practice in our churches. Unfriendly to those in doubt, in our coming of age services, we say, you share in front of the entire congregation what you believe. I don't know anybody who does that. So if this is all that's going on, we should be sitting pretty, right? But it's not all that's going on. The sixth reason, and the way that they phrase it is that they experience Christianity is shallow, but what they mean is that the experience of church is shallow. And that's the one that we struggle with too sometimes. The rest of these, we're great. And that's why we haven't been losing members while our friends in mainline Protestant faith, say, are losing them just at incredible rates. I mean, the Presbyterian Church has lost like 28% of its members in the last 10 years. It's serious. And we're treading water against that current for these reasons. But we're staying where we are. We're held back by this one. So this is leading to some changing norms in our society about religion. And I have to tell you that I was making this point about the Barna study for a couple of months. And this is our big picture here, right? And I was making this point about the Barna study for a couple of months. And last month, Pew comes out with this study. This is their headline: Millennials in Adulthood, Detached from Institutions, Networked with Friends. And I was like, well, all right. And so what we're getting at here is that it is about connection. It is about community. It's just not in the way that we've been doing it. It's not in the way that we've been doing it. So, to be a little, if you want to go a little bit deeper, I'd recommend this book, American Grace: How Religion Divides and Unites Us, by the social scientist Robert Putnam, who's the guy who wrote Bowling Alone. Andrea has this book down in the bookshop if you're interested in picking it up. It's a doorstopper, so just read the first and last sentence of every paragraph. All right, so let's get specific. What's going on here, right? So this is a little cheeky, but I put together. So this is a graph of lots of Christian faiths, and here's Unitarian Universalism, decidedly different, over here in the corner. But we are similar in practice, right? Unitarians and Universalists used to be liberal Christians, and so our structures reflect that. The way that we put together our services tends to reflect that. That's not an accident. 75% of the people in our congregations grew up Christian. So what we've been able to do over the last 50 years is that the folks who grew up Christian are like, this place is not welcoming to me because of my identity or because what I think about the existence of God or the nature of the universe. This place that I grew up in, that's not speaking to me. I'm not welcome here, but I can be welcome at this Unitarian Universalist church. Is there anybody who finds himself, who is in that boat? Is there anybody who said that? That's been our bread and butter. Those are the people who have come to our churches for a long time. And that's why we're a religion of converts. But the truth is that the world, are you ready for it? What happens when our world gets turned upside down? Does anybody remember this ad in Time magazine? Is God keeping you from going to church? When this ad came out, I was so proud. I cut it out of the magazine and put it in my file, and it's still sitting in a file cabinet in my apartment. And it says, is God keeping you from church? And the problem is that God is not what's keeping my peers from church. Church is keeping them from church. Same thing with our bumper sticker here, the uncommon denomination, right? It only works if you're just trying to talk just about denominations. So here's another way to say this, right? The Sunday morning decision. You wake up, and 50 years ago in America, the question was, which church do I go to? Is it the one down the street Is it the Methodist Church, or maybe it's that little UU one? I'll have to check that out. And I should say, I mean, this is not the same in every part of the country. So if you move to Charleston, South Carolina, you might have a different experience with this than as we do up in Boston. But by and large, that's the question that it used to be, and this is the question today. We're not just in the church business, we gotta be in the meaning business and work in competition with going on a walk, reading a book, soccer practice, right? Brunch. If someone can figure out how to do church brunch, you're gonna be a rich person. You're gonna be a rich person because the brunch industry is booming out there, people. So this is our question. So, okay. So that's a lot of information. And I want you to just find a buddy sitting next to you for a minute or two, and just have a little exchange with them. Is this what you're seeing? Does this make sense given the congregations or the faith communities that you know? So just take a couple minutes and chat with someone next to you and ask this question of each other. Does this match what I'm seeing? Is this what I'm seeing in my community?